PanOxyl is a benzoyl peroxide wash that comes in two strengths, 4% and 10%. I've been recommending it to my patients for years now because it's safe, effective, easily accessible. In my experience, benzoyl peroxide is often the fastest in terms of improving the inflammatory lesions, those classic zits that you might get. PanOxyl can be used essentially anywhere on the body where you have acne, in the face, neck, trunk, and extremities.
Hey there, so today we are talking about the PanOxyl 10%. So this is the 10% maximum strength benzoyl peroxide acne foaming wash. That's a mouthful. So this is 5.5 ounces and it's an antimicrobial foaming face wash. So it clears your existing acne and helps prevent new breakouts from forming. It can treat acne on the face and body. Specifically, this 10% I use on my face and my chest. Probably more often on my chest because it just seems like my chest acne is more stubborn, especially around the time of my period. And this is again like the strongest, rather I should say, benzoyl peroxide that you can get over the counter before you sort of go up to the prescription. And hopefully this will work for you and you don't have to ever go up to the prescription. This is much more convenient. So I have a lot of questions that ask, you go with the 4% or the 10%? And I've used both of these. Honestly, I've used these off and on since high school, which is crazy to think. But basically, so I'm able to use the 4% during the summer here in Australia and in the US because my face gets all of that, all of the good vitamin D from the sun. And I break out less because I'm in the sun more often, probably once a day, so I can get away with 4%. In the winter, however, I have to use the 10% because my face has obviously less nutrients from the sun, and I'm not outside as often, and it gets colder, and it's just time to break out the 10% for me during the winter. So I would mention I generally always use 10% on my chest all year round because my chest just seems to be really stubborn acne. And if I ever, so for me, I will break out around my period. So generally I will kick it up to the 10% just around my period, just to really sort of help clear that really systolic, really thick acne that comes. But yeah, definitely I love both of them. I would definitely recommend getting both just so that you can sort of have a try. Always start on the 4%, don't jump to the 10 if you don't need to. But it's good to have the 10% handy just in case the 4% isn't working for you. There is a purge period. I cannot stress this enough. It'll take about a month. So you will get these little breakout whiteheads all over your face potentially, or where you normally get acne. It was all around here for me. So don't try this if you have a big event or you're doing something like going on holiday in a week, because you'll have little white bumps everywhere, and that stinks. So give yourself about a month sort of to let your face purge and to get used to it. But then I sort of would recommend switching between the 4 and the 10%, depending on how stubborn your breakouts are. All right, well, best of luck, and let me know how it goes for you.